Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's finally here. Happy Friday the 13th, everyone. This is one of my favorite days of the year, not only because of my namesake, but also generally speaking, and I probably shouldn't say this because I'm sure it'll change, but I've always generally had good luck on this day of the year, rather than the normal superstition. But all week I have been posting videos showing you a little bit of my Friday the 13th collection, trying to lead up to today. And I spoke with Todd E. Walnuts, I think it was over the weekend, and he had said we should do something special for Friday the 13th. Did you have any ideas? To which I responded, why don't we show our favorite part of our Friday the 13th collection, whether it be collectible, poster, art, movie, toy, whatever. He said, sure, I'm in. So I had planned on showing this, I guess, on Friday the 13th, because this is my favorite piece in my collection. My collection is actually not as big as it used to be. I stated the other day that I used to have all the Friday the 13th movies, or at least up until 9, sorry about that, on VHS. I got rid of those, just something else cluttering up the house. And I had basically the entire Friday the 13th comic book collection. I got rid of that as well. I wasn't overly fond of the Friday the 13th comic books. It was cool seeing Jason in comic book form, but the stories were kind of, they weren't that great. So, like I said, I don't have as much as I used to as far as collectibles for Friday the 13th. But this is something I definitely wanted to show. I don't know exactly what you guys are going to think of it, but it's art that I made. I believe I was in the, let's see, Friday the 13th Part 6 came out in 86, which I would have been going into the 11th grade maybe, because it came out in August. I have a lot of fond memories from Friday the 13th Part 6, seeing it in the theater. It was shown in my area as a double feature with Friday the 13th Part 5. I went to see both movies twice, the double feature. Once with a girl that I was dating, and once with my closest friend as a child. And I have a lot of fond memories. I had the, or I still have actually, I just can't find it, the paperback for Friday the 13th Part 6, which I've read several times. I think I know where it is. I think it's in my attic. I just can't get to it right now. But in my 11th grade year in art class, we had to construct something out of, what's that stuff called? Not paper mache. It was, we had to do like a bust or a animal or something like that. So this is what I'm going to show you. This is what I made in my 11th grade year, and I will get to each piece separately. Save that for last. Now bear in mind, we didn't have the internet back then, so I think I had it on video or had it taped at the time when I did this project in art. So basically I had to do most of this from memory, as we really couldn't print out pictures or anything like that back then. Very different than things are now. But this is my Jason Friday the 13th Part 6 bust that I made myself in art class. Needless to say, my art teacher wasn't too fond of it. But I had a lot of fun doing it. And I'm going to spin him around and see if I can get him maybe in a little bit better light. That's what the face looked like to me. And something you're not going to probably be able to see because I wasn't very smart in my base at the time. I used a piece of wood for the base, and I did it brown. For some reason, brown comes to mind when I think of Friday the 13th films. And it's really hard to see, but it's there. If you can see right along in there, there's some blood I painted from the head going down there. It's really hard to see because it's like a crimson red I had to mix. But this has been sitting on my shelf ever since I made it. If you see the axe where he got axed in the head in part 3, here's the side profile. His ear, didn't do a very good job on that, but his dilapidated nose that was eaten away. Time has not been kind to this bust, guys, but it's still my favorite piece in the collection. Now, the screenshot I was going off of course, was when they were in the cemetery and he stuck the lightning, or he stuck the wrought iron piece of the wrought iron fence into Jason, and of course the lightning hit it and he came to life, back to life. And that's basically what I paused and tried to burn into my memory. Therefore, there's one eyeball and his nose is all messed up. So, but let's get to the mask. Push it back a little bit. This is the mask that I constructed out of the same material. I don't know if you can tell from the overall pictures itself or the video that I'm making, but it has kind of yellowed over the years. But I painted that. Here's the other end. Doesn't look very good, but it's not supposed to be showing. It used to have a strap, but I used a piece of elastic for the strap to go over the mask, but had to remove it and touch it up because the strap was pulling parts of the plaster off of the top. So I had to kind of redo the sides and the top, and I figured I'm just not going to put a strap on it. If I want to see it with the mask, which I've done many, many times, I just go like this. So, fits right over his face. Hard to see the kind of full thing. But, you know, I'm still really proud of this thing. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but for an 11th grader, doing an art project on something he was extremely passionate about, you know, it does mean a lot to me in my actual horror life. So, but this is my Friday the 13th, my favorite collectible slash possession slash, you know, whatever. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you all have a wonderful Friday the 13th. It's an awesome day. And if you guys have any comments, post them down below. If you like what you see, hit that like button. Throw me a sub. And until next time, peace.